Good morning, I'm Sarah, one of the team leaders from Elite Supported Employment. So at the start of the pandemic of COVID-19, it's proved to be a challenge for everybody for a variety of reasons. On the Engage to Change project, it was important to us to ensure that we enhanced our service throughout the period of lockdown to ensure we were available to provide continued support to existing and any new participants. As a project and as partners delivering the Engage to Change project, we were met with many challenges that we needed to overcome or adapt to. This was a sudden change for everyone. We knew that this virus was spreading, but when lockdown eventually came, we needed to react quickly. Within 24 hours, we were faced with office closures, working from home, and the need to look at new ways in which to deliver the service. At the beginning, a lot of the work that we were doing was factored around helping and supporting participants and employers who were facing suspension of work or placements, furloughing staff, or supporting people commencing home working. Maintaining contact with all participants and employers to ensure this was a smooth process was vital, and providing appropriate advice where required helped. Advisors also needed to change the way in which they worked, adapting to carry out virtual job clubs, which have included CV writing, better off in work calculations, and continuing with carrying out training either on a one-to-one basis or a group. We've also continued taking referrals, which we conduct either over the phone or virtually as well. This has been a scary and anxious time for many of our participants who were uneasy with face-to-face virtual working, and we've had to overcome those barriers as well. At the beginning of lockdown, a lot of the work we did was providing reassurance for participants and employers. A large part of the reassurance was around benefits, as many of our participants were affected financially. So we provided advice regarding furlough, gave assistance to complete universal credit applications, and to support ongoing personal independence payment assessments. We also made sure we contacted employers so we could reassure them that we were supporting them as well as the participants where we could make contact where they've not been furloughed themselves. Over to Robin.
And with the lockdown and sudden change to everyday life, many of our young people experience raised anxiety levels. What they read, heard and saw in the media all played its part. Clients needed support in relation to their anxieties regarding COVID, their concerns for their health and their future well-being. Support in relation to their mental well-being has also been paramount to us. But it wasn't just the young people who were fearful. Parents and carers were also worried for the health and well-being of their children. As a result, we have had some participants requesting short-term layoff or employment breaks from their jobs, as they were too anxious to go back to work or were vulnerable due to a health condition. Throughout this period, our main priority has been to reassure our participants and their families. We've been working hard to support individuals, be it by keeping regular contact with them and their families, or by signposting to locally other agencies that could support. For many, at this moment, work isn't a priority, and as a project, we respect that. The decision to proceed with employment will be the choice of the young person, and when they're ready, we'll be there to support them on that journey. As you can appreciate, communication has been difficult during lockdown. The usual face-to-face support that we offer, and which is so vital to the way we help our participants into employment, disappeared overnight. As everyone else, we have had to adapt and change our engagement methods to suit the current situation. With our staff working from home and operating our service remotely, they have had to find out the best and most suitable methods to engage with our clients. This can involve use of FaceTiming, telephone, video conferencing, text, even sending letters through the post, whatever suits that individual. Unfortunately, a few participants have disengaged, as employment at this time isn't a priority for them. We'll continue to try and re-engage these individuals as lockdown is eased. It's important to us that we're able to support these individuals back into work when the lockdown is lifted and there are more reassurances. We've also had some individuals who weren't contactable due to them not having the right IT equipment. For these individuals, we're using smartphone apps such as WhatsApp to conduct meetings and training. There are a small number of clients who don't own their own mobile phones, and communication remains through parent carers. We've been maintaining full contact with these young people. What's important to us is that we're always person-centred. If that young person needs employment support, that's what's done. We offer remote job clubs, CV writing, and remote training either one-to-one or in small groups to maintain that support. If they just need to chat, that's fine. Checking on an individual's well-being is part of what we do. Elite even conduct virtual coffee mornings for participants to engage and interact. Over to Sarah.
So moving forward and coming out of lockdown, this is going to be very challenging for all of us, and it's going to have its own set of challenges that we've been planning to address to aid our participants. I think again we're going to be facing this fear factor. What will life and work be now? How am I going to keep myself safe? Many participants will be worried that they've lost some of the skills that they have learned due to not being in work. Being at home with no interaction with others may make people feel scared and anxious about being around people again, and using public transport to get into work. We are coming out of lockdown, things are still going to look different, and I think, to be honest, we're all going to be a little bit fearful of this, not just our participants. So we started planning to make this transition a positive experience by providing accredited COVID training around keeping yourself safe and using transport safely, using social distancing when in work and when starting to go out and about. We are looking to continue to support participants when they re-enter the workplace on a one-to-one basis where required. This may be face-to-face, or it may look a little differently. So we may start using apps like FaceTime or WhatsApp, or we may even just have to do this over the phone. Another area we're going to concentrate on is to ensure that all benefits will be looked at, and that everybody that needs any advice will be given that, and any benefits agencies will be involved in any changes that will be going on. Over to you, Robin.
It's vitally important during this current crisis that we support employers to remain in business, to avoid layoffs or redundancies for our participants. We therefore provide as much information and guidance to them as we can. It's critical that we protect employer relations for the longer term. Many employers who have offered employment opportunities to our young people have turned to us for support through the furlough process to ensure that the young person fully understands the process and to ensure that they are conducting their operations in line with equality legislation. We've provided that understanding and reassurance that both the employer and employee anticipate an ongoing need for this support. Sadly, this pandemic will have a significant impact on the economy of our communities, and we envisage a major negative impact on the employment market for our clients. And without our specialist support, many will struggle to re-enter the labour market. Following lockdown, when our participants return to the workplace, it will be a very different environment to what they were before. Social distancing measures will be in place and workplace procedures will be totally different. As well as refresher training their tasks, clients will require one-to-one job coaching to understand these changes. Gauge change staff may well have to renegotiate responsibilities, adapt working practices, possibly support with adaptations to the workplace. Whatever is required to support the employer and the employee to re-engage. These interventions will be crucial in the coming months to ensure that our participants can return to the workplace and prevent financial deprivation, social isolation and detrimental health effects. Diolch.